In London at the moment, so this is my London vlog. I have already been doing quite a bit. It's been a few days since we got here, but obviously with kids and everything and then like seeing family and stuff, it's just gotten a bit hectic, especially people who like don't want to be on camera. So I'm just checking in now. This week's plan is I am intending to read Longbourn by Joe Barker in the end. I had lots of different plans for this week. I was going to do The Witch Would Not, but I appreciate that this week I'm going to have quite a hard time really focusing on what I'm reading, and I feel like that book deserves more attention. And it's not that Longbourn doesn't deserve as much attention, it's just that Longbourn is a Pride and Prejudice retelling, and obviously I know all of the Pride and Prejudice stuff already, so a lot of these characters are ones I will already know. This is following the perspectives of some of the servants at Longbourn. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it, to be honest. I've heard mixed things, especially when it comes to the way the original cast are depicted. So I'm very curious about that to see if I will like it or if I'm going to feel a bit of like it's a character assassination. I am okay having a more negative side of characters shown, especially if we're showing a negative side of wealthy characters on behalf of like poor characters, to show that even though these people seem really lovely, they're also part of the problem in a way when they're upholding a class system. So I'm kind of okay with that. It's more just like if the characteristics seem really out of character. So if they're people who are like really dismissive, or in the case of like Mrs. Bennet, she's really demanding, I think I'll be fine with it. It's more if it's like Jane is cruel or something, then I think I'm gonna have a problem with it. So I'm gonna see if it is just that these characters are shown in keeping but in a slightly more negative light, or if they are characters who are potentially going to be complete erroneous depictions of them. So we shall see. But I am going to go out today. We're going out to London. We're going to the Natural History Museum, and then we went out Saturday to go see Big Ben and House of Parliament, Westminster Abbey, all the touristy stuff for my kids' sake, because they really wanted to see Big Ben. They were somewhat disappointed. They were like, I thought it would be a lot taller. It's like, yeah. And they didn't know it was joined as well, because they always just see pictures of just Big Ben and they were like, what's this building? I'm like, oh, that's Houses of Parliament, which was very funny. So we're going to the Natural History Museum, and then tonight we're going to go to Hamilton. So hopefully I will be able to get back to you tomorrow and give you a little bit more of an update on how all of that went. So yeah, I will catch you in the next update, but I'm here, I'm in London, I'm having a great time. We're working with some funky angles here, people. But I have been out. We went out yesterday to the Natural History Museum. We had a great time. It's a lovely place to go with the kids, especially because now they've made it so much more interactive and stuff. Free entrance, but you can make a donation. So it's a great place to go when you've got 4 children. Yeah, we had a great time with that. And then last night we went out to go watch Hamilton. And I ended up meeting up with Mare from Lady Mare Reads. My niece was going to come to Hamilton with us, and then she didn't feel very well. So I dropped Mare a message and was like, well, do you want to come to Hamilton? So I actually met Mare for the first time in person. It was great. Lovely to see her. I'm going to see her again on Saturday, so hopefully you'll see her in this vlog. But yeah. It was a really good time. And then yeah, today we've just been chilling. As to the book, I am about 20-ish% of the way in, maybe a little bit more. I hope I'll get a bit more reading in today. And I have some mixed feelings on it at the moment. I don't know if it's just like growing pains of me getting into the book, because it's a Pride and Prejudice retelling. I'm not a purist, especially because I understand how class systems work. So like Jane Austen was writing from like the lower end of upper class gentry. So she's at worst writing from like upper middle class, like people in trade, to then like the lower end of upper class with the gentry class. I understand how class divides work, and therefore getting the perspective of servants is fantastic, and I'm here for it. I think that my issue here is the level of misery that we're talking about with these characters. We really love to highlight the misery of the lowest classes. While I understand that the purpose is to highlight how hard life would have been for people around the Bennets, the lower classes around the Bennets, and while we were watching their exploits, what were happening to the lower classes. But I think whenever we reduce lower classes to solely misery, it really does paint the picture of a meaningless life. You know, I think making a life for yourself, falling in love with someone, having joy and experiences, however limited they may be, was so much more of an act of rebellion. You know, actually having a life worth living in this horrible time period and way of life, of dying young, of illness that was incurable, of, you know, the slightest thing being the end of you. I think that joy is as big as defiance. And I understand that's not the point of the book, but the level of misery we're already experiencing from these characters, the rebellious thoughts are written more as like, well, you know, what if someone cleaned their own clothes for a change? That's rebellious, but that's modern rebellion. Back then, being willing to continue, to carry on, to live, to persevere, perseverance was rebellion in its own right, and we need a balance of that. Like, I understand adding the modern sensibilities of like, what if someone did bother to clean their own clothes? I get it, but it shouldn't come at the expense of the servants having pitiful, meaningless lives, in my opinion. So I'm not a fan of that element. I don't know if we're going to get some joy eventually, but I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll see how that goes. But at the minute, it's just a bit like, oh, I'm not really invested because these people don't have lives almost. I don't know. So we'll see how I fare as the book goes on. But yeah, we're going out to Brighton tomorrow. So I will check in after we've been to Brighton. We're going to Brighton, and then we're going to stay with my mother-in-law in Bosham, and then I should be able to check back in Thursday when we're back. So yeah, I will do that. I'm hoping to go to Waterstones. The idea is I'd really like to take my kids to Waterstones. My kids, obviously, we normally have to buy their books online because we live in Spain and they want to read in English. They do read in Spanish as well, but they mostly read in English. So we buy their books online. So I just have to kind of guess what they might be into. So I'm really excited to take them to a Waterstones, and they're just allowed to go to the kids section and find a book, and they're allowed to buy it. And I'm really excited for that. So I'm really curious to see what the kids are going to pick as well. Like if they're going to pick novels or like picture books, or like what they're going to go for. I'm really curious. So hopefully in the next clip I'll also have a book haul for you. So I'll let you know once we're back with my sister-in-law. Do a little haul, and hopefully I've got some Brighton clips to insert here as well. Hey vlog. So Brighton went really well. We had a great time. We basically went because that's where my eldest son was born, so he wanted to see where he's from. So we went there and that was good. And it was a really long day out. We got really sunburned. We went into Waterstones. I will show you a haul of that. I think I'm just going to do a haul video at this point. I'll just do a haul video. I did get 3 books, and one of which is going to be read in one of the upcoming vlogs, but I'll do a proper haul video. Then went and stayed with my mother-in-law, which was nice. We're back here with my sister-in-law today, and then my next outing, we're gonna have a couple of days off. We're just chilling, and then my next outing is I'm gonna go down to Tunbridge Wells. I'm gonna go to Station Books, which is run by my friends Ross and Laura. So yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're heading off after that. So the end of the vlog will be once I come back from Tunbridge Wells, basically. As for reading, I did manage to get over the halfway point of Longbourn, and I'm still not really vibing with it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like our protagonist. I don't like the love interest. The love triangle's interesting. Like, we do have, like, for example, we have a black character in here, we have a gay character in here. So like, that's interesting. It's just not grabbing me enough. So we'll see when I get to the end how I end up feeling about it. But at the minute, it's just fine at best. So yeah, I'll hopefully read. I don't think I'll read for a couple of days while we're chilling, so I'll probably read on the train when I'm going to Tunbridge Wells, because I'll actually be on my own. So hopefully then I'll be able to check in and actually give you an update. I'm backlit, but I can't be bothered to move. So we're working with this. I did go to Tunbridge Wells, had a great time. I went yesterday. I met up with both, as I said, Ross and Laura from Hardy's Books. I'll leave them linked down below. You'll have seen B-roll of the shop. I also met up with Mare from Lady Mare Reads and Ray from Ray Loves to Read, and then also Elise, who is on Instagram. She's Mojo Pet Reads. I'll leave everyone linked down below. It was like a family reunion. It was flipping brilliant. It was so weird to like be meeting my friends, because obviously I've been friends with them for months, but it was the first time that I'd actually met them in person, and it was very weird because like, I know you, but this is the first time I'm ever seeing you in person, apart from Mare, who I met when we went to go see Hamilton. Weird, but it was fabulous, and I had such a lovely time. Bought books. Mare gifted me a load of books, so as I said, I'm gonna do a haul. So she gifted me the Broken Binding set of Chronicles of the Wolf Queen by K.S. Veloso, because it's one of my favourite series and she was on hauling it. But I'm not taking that to Spain with me, and I probably will do my haul when I'm in Spain. I'm leaving that at my sister-in-law's, and then she'll just like slowly bring one out at a time, because I don't need to read them because I've already read them. I just want to own them. They won't be in the haul, so I figured I'd mention those. But I bought books, and then I also was gifted so many books. So hopefully I'm able to get them all back to Spain with me, but I'm very excited. And yeah, I had a lovely day out. It was great chatting books with all my friends and like talking about like events that they go into and like authors. We went out for Italian food. I had gnocchi, and it was a lovely time, and I'm really glad that I got to do that and actually meet up with some people that I've literally, as I said, talked to so much. I did finish Longbourn. It's come out at 2 stars. I don't have any new thoughts. There's character assassination after character assassination. Didn't really vibe with the plot. I didn't see the point of this book because it wasn't really highlighting the lives of servants so much as just the misery. And to me, you need more nuance than that. There was a reason that these people managed to persevere, you know, and that's important. And while it does have, let's call it a happy ending, I suppose we'll call it a happy ending, I still feel like it didn't weigh up against how just generally miserable the book was. And yes, there were things in there that I genuinely don't think were in keeping with the characters we see from Pride and Prejudice. And I don't mean it as a purist. There are just things that I don't think work for this story. And I was talking to my sister-in-law about it because she's very Pride and Prejudice and she agrees with me. So it's not just me, I don't think. So yeah, not the best. but oh well. So today we're heading out. We're going to go to Warwick Castle. So this is going to be the end of this vlog, and the next one is going to be my Warwick Castle vlog, which I'm very, very excited for. So hopefully I will be able to catch you in that vlog. I know I haven't really talked very much in this vlog at all, and it's been mostly B-roll, but I've just been having a lovely time and I wanted to capture it all on film. So here's to the first of the 3 UK vlogs, and I will hopefully catch you in the next one. Bye.